Hello, Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising. My name is Tanya, and I'll be doing a year ahead reading for you. This is going to cover the next 12 months. It'll be October through September. As I said, this is Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising, and that means for most of you, your sun is going to be in the 9th house. And the 9th house is the house of higher education, philosophy, long distance travel. Kind of that, what is it? Sometimes I think of Indiana Jones for some reason with the 9th house, right? That kind of professor, adventurous professor kind of thing. With Aquarius as you're rising, though, people may see you as pretty factual, maybe a little bit out there in your ideas, which fits, though, with your sun in the 9th house. So you may have a very intellectual bent or twist to your character. As people see it, especially with those who are close to you, you like having those long conversations. You like learning new things. You're always curious about the next thing. How do things work? But you're also balanced in a way when it comes to that. Or you have a very practical viewpoint of it, while at the same time a very interesting view. So people may be very fascinated by you. Let's see what we have here for Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising for the next 12 months. Here we go. For October, we have the Ace of Swords. November, the Knight of Pentacles. December, the Nine of Cups. January, the Three of Swords. February, the King of Swords. March, the King of Cups. April, the Ten of Pentacles. May, the Four of Wands. Move these over a little. June, the Knight of Cups. July, the Hanged Man. August, the Hermit. And next September, the Queen of Pentacles. And then from the bottom of the deck, this is just going to give us some overall insight or additional message for the year ahead. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So when I'm looking in general at your cards, let me just take a look. I'd say that I'm just getting a very bold feeling from it. Bold changes or bold encounters, if you will. So let's see what we have for the overall thing. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Pentacles are about our resources, our job, career, home life, physical things, if you will. How you acquire them or what you use to acquire them. And the Seven of Pentacles in particular is indicating it's a time to take another look at how things are going. Identify what's working and what isn't. Where do you want to prune your life? Do you need to prune anything? Or do you just need to start all over from a fresh place? So it's that kind of a year where it's really a year of assessment, of identifying what's working and what isn't working, and making decisions on how you want to move forward from that. If you want to start over completely or just make some slight tweaks. So I'm going to pull that over here for a little bit. And we're going to start out here in January with the Ace of Swords. So aces they're like that oomph, that ready to go, that off the mark energy. Like you're ready to take off and go down a new path. Inspiration, a new idea. Swords are about communication, about our thoughts. So thoughts, ideas, again, inspired. Something occurs to you and you want to check it out. You're ready to try it. You're ready to go. You want to investigate it. You're eager. You're excited about it. So something comes up for you in October that really inspires you to change, that you decide to take that new direction. And it's a very invigorating feeling, and it's a new to you kind of feeling for October. Inspired change. is what I'm getting. Then we move into November with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles this one is the slowest moving in the deck. Again, it is about pentacles. And I think of knights in a way, generically, as someone who has just graduated college. So they have all the experience, but they don't have they have all the knowledge, but they don't have any practical experience yet. So the knight is going out there now. They're eager to go. They're excited to put what they've learned to work, to put it into practice. But this knight takes his time. He's not in a rush. He's trying different things, conducting different experiments, seeing what works and what doesn't. Very much like the Seven of Pentacles energy. This is the actual doing of it, though. This is the actual applying of that energy, not just thinking about it, but doing it. So you'll be active, it feels like, in November, based on what this is that you want to do. But you're taking your time, you're really diving into it. You're figuring out what parts work for you and what parts don't. And just learning by applying. You're gaining some skills here in November. Just one at a time, take your time, enjoying the process too, as you go. And then we have the Nine of Cups here in December. Clearly, it's a very joyful card. Cups are about emotions and intuition, but this feels very emotional, freeing, emotional celebration, very proud of the work that you have done and what you've accomplished. This is sitting in that feeling of being proud of what you've done, of taking pride in your work, of showing off your success. Not just to yourself, but to others. You're also maybe getting recognition for what you've done. Maybe this has triggered some of that too. Maybe this idea is related to work and some sort of new process or way to do something. And then you put it into place and you've trialed and erred, and now it's being rolled out. This is success. In the traditional cards, it's a gentleman sitting on a stool in front of all of his trophies, right? And he or she's just bursting in the trophies, those happy emotions, those pride and a job well done. And it's just bursting out of her. So much beauty, so much confidence too. With that golden energy bursting out of her, it's very much that solar plexus energy. That confidence, complete and utter confidence in what you can do and what you have done. Sit with that energy. That's amazing energy to be in. Don't be afraid to be in that energy. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming, but you know what? You did it. You deserve it. Enjoy it. That's what December is about. And then we come to January. Now, January is a little bit of a different story. January may be rough. There's going to be some change or something that happens in January. This does not feel related to the same thing that this is. This feels maybe more personal. And this is about an idea that you had about a relationship or a partnership that was not reciprocated. So you thought something was going a certain way, but the other person was not. You guys diverged. You're in totally different places, but you didn't know that, or you didn't realize that because you were so attached to the idea of what you thought it was, instead of using your heart energy to really feel into it. You were focused on the ego feelings, on the idea of the relationship, the idea of what it was and not what it actually was. You were connected over logic, like the practical things of it, rather than the emotional things of it. So this January is finding that out and discovering that it's not going to go the way that you thought it would. And having to process that and deal with it. It won't feel like it in the moment, but this is a good thing for you. This is freeing you up from that way it should be to what it needs to be, to what is right for you and for the other person, but mostly what's right for you. which really probably isn't that other person. So it'll be a hard month. It'll be a trying month. It'll be a kind of a tearing down of those ideals of what you thought was there, so that you have a fresh place to start from. But you do need to process it. You do need to recognize it and acknowledge it. Threes are also about community. So this could even be related to a community that you're involved with, where you thought it was all about one thing and it turns out they're not. That it's not about what you thought it was. And maybe you need to separate yourself from that because it doesn't align with your own values. That could also be what's happening here. As you're diverging from the societal community that you thought was where you belonged and where you fit in, and it turns out that you don't. And that can be terrifying. That can be heartbreaking. It can be just soul-wrenching in some ways. But it's, in the long run, it's better for you to discover this and learn this now, so that you know in the future what you're really looking for and what's really right for you and what questions you need to ask. And that feels like it might be 50-50. Again, these readings are for the collective Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising, sorry. The collective Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, no. Maybe there's a Capricorn involved here, and that's why it keeps wanting to come in. But this is for Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising. And again, maybe it's around a school, though, too, or a university. If you're in a frat house or belong to some clubs or something in a school or involving the school or the community. For most of you, it feels like it's a community thing versus a personal relationship. And where I was going before, this is for the collective Libra Sun, Aquarius Risings. So not all of this may apply to all of you. Different parts of this will apply to you. Take what resonates and leave the rest. And that's okay. It does not all, don't try to force it to work. Just know that for some of you, or maybe for all of you in some way, you may have this heartache, this hard realization in January. But it helps you move out of what's holding you back. You just don't know yet that it's holding you back. And then in February, we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is like the CEO of a company, right? He is very logical. Again, swords are about our thoughts and communication. He's very clear in his communication. It is a masculine energy. He's very confident. He can make swift decisions. He's good at making the hard decisions. Sometimes it may feel like he's lacking in compassion. But if you need some hard advice, he's there for it. He will give it to you. Whether you want to hear it or not, he's going to give you the advice you need to hear. And this does feel like someone that maybe you do seek advice from. It feels like an external person who can advise you on how to separate yourself, I think, from this community or this person. Because he has experienced the same thing or a similar thing in the past. How do you separate yourself from that? So it feels like in February, you're just seeking some advice and some counsel with this person who may be a successful leader in your community or in another community outside of the one that you were involved in until January. And you just want their advice or insight into how they handled it in their past for them, or what advice they might have on how to disengage from it. And then in March, excuse me, I want to get some water. In March, in March we have the King of Cups. Again, a very masculine energy, someone who's very confident in themselves, but at this time, this is someone who's very compassionate, very secure in their emotions, always responds instead of reacts. So he's just very much alpha energy is what I'm getting off of it actually for this person. But not necessarily the cold logical. He's a very compassionate person. What is this energy I'm feeling here? He's very zen. So this could be a religious leader in your community or that you interact with. This could also be a mentor, different from this person. A counselor, someone that you go to for comfort. Could be a father figure or a grandfather too. But someone you go to for comfort. It feels like maybe you're staying with them or just spending time with them as you heal. So this is someone who can help you heal the emotional wounds that this caused. Someone who can just gives you space to be and to recover and is there when you need them for emotional support as a sounding board, who just lets you grow and with no judgment. And it's very comforting to be around. So March may be a time where you're just taking a time out from any activities with any other communities and more just on like a little retreat or in a retreat state of mind as you assess your own self and what you want now going forward. Because you, again, remember, you still have this big success here, which is separate. It feels very separate from this incident, what's going on here. You have this to lean on, and this is still going on and still having an effect on other parts of your life. This here event has to do with a more closer community or a separate, unique community that you belong to. And then we come down here into April with the Ten of Pentacles. Now this here might be really related if it is someone that you're able to stay with or be around a lot. The Ten of Pentacles is a legacy card. It indicates a lot of success, the ultimate culmination of the dream, the realization of dreams. It's the whole family together, enjoying the success of the family. It's like a family reunion type energy. So maybe literally some of you have a family reunion coming up next April, but it's very much about a get together of friends, of family, celebrating the success, recognizing the success of all of them around you, and how you've come to this point. So April feels like now you're starting to come out of this area and maybe you're starting to explore other communities. But this is about celebrating you. It's about celebrating your family. It's about celebrating all the successes that you've had. And it may tie back into this area with the work that you've done. Now and it could be that, this is a time that a lot of bonuses come out, right? And then in the United States, it's the tax returns here in April. So it could be that there's a bonus that you're getting, or maybe there's a big tax return, but it feels more like a bonus or something related to work that helps you build up your own legacy, that helps you put money away in savings if that's what you were trying to do, and maybe you haven't done in a while. But it allows you to take a step toward achieving your dream. Or there's some area or some place in your life where you actually achieve the ultimate goal, your target goal here in April. And then in May, it's about the party. Things are stable. You have a strong foundation beneath you. That's what fours are about, having that strong foundation. The Four of Wands, again, with the fire. Fire is a very active element. It's about creativity, passion, and I feel it's also about physical movement, as we can see here with these people dancing and playing with I can't remember the name of it, but having a good time, celebrating, active. Sometimes this can indicate a wedding. Sometimes it's just like a graduation, but it's celebrating a milestone in your life that creates that. Maybe it's related to this bonus. Maybe you get a big bonus And then you go on a trip, or you take some time off the next month to celebrate with friends. And just let loose and enjoy yourself in May. That feels right. Those feel tied together like that. So I'm going to keep going with that. Then we come into June with the Knight of Cups. So this may be a person that comes into your life. Not necessarily a serious relationship, but someone who's fun to flirt with, to hang out with, have a good time with, and just, have fun. But not necessarily taking it serious, at least not at this point. Again, the Knights. There's someone who have learned a lot, but they haven't decided what they really want, right? They're out there getting experience. They're out there learning how to apply the knowledge that they've gained. But they don't know yet where they want to go ultimately. They don't know what works for them yet. So it's a younger energy, if you will. Maybe mid to late 20s, somewhere in there, or someone with that type of energy. They're all about playing. They're all about having fun, but very much emotional connections. It's just that they may not always stick to commitments. So I would not rely on it, at least not at this point in time with this person, but they're fun to be around. Maybe it's a fling, but just take it very lightheartedly and just enjoy the time. It can be very freeing too, but it's a good energy. It feels like a good energy, like a relaxing energy too. But again, don't get committed to it. Not yet, anyway. Just have fun. And then we move into July with the Hanged Man, a major arcana card. And this one is about surrender, about surrendering to what is and letting it happen, letting it flow over you, around you, and not fighting against it. So there's going to be some, I don't know, what is this related to here? It's part of setting yourself free. So it could be that you're just in a period of waiting. Maybe there's, to disconnect from this, maybe there's some sort of formal paperwork or process that you've been waiting to have go through. And this is a month where it, maybe toward the end of that month, that paperwork will be finalized and you're just kind of waiting. You're not committing to anything new. You're just kind of hanging out, just enjoying yourself. Excuse me. Just enjoying yourself and not getting involved with any other community projects or plans right now. It also gives you time to take a different perspective, to look at things from a different angle. Maybe recognize now that you have time to reflect on what your ideal was here. This might give you time to see what it is that you really want. What did you, how do I want to say this? It's like reality versus idealism, the dream. So what is your dream about that perfect community group? What is it that you really want out of it now that you've had experience with the group, even if ultimately it didn't work out, now that you've had that experience with that community group? What was it that drew you in there? Why were you so drawn to that one? What is the feeling? What is the experience you want out of the next one? This gives you time to really reflect. Oh, that's why that makes sense here with this. To really reflect on what did work for you out of that experience. What was it that you really learned that you really love about that? This is that month to kind of reflect on that while things are being finalized. And then we have the Hermit here in August, which is a little bit more of the same energy, but here it's more turned inward, where you're focused maybe more on your own, your heart chakra energy, where on your feelings and trusting your intuition too. It might be in this process you say, oh yeah, I remember when I thought something was off in this one area. It's recognizing when your intuition is trying to lead you either toward or away from something, to give you warning. So the hermit in general is usually a figure holding a lantern out in front of them. They are lighting their own path. So this is a lot of internal work, self-reflective work, where you're learning how to light your own path, how to trust yourself to step forward onto the path that is right for you. The truth is, we are always on the right path. It's just how we evolve as we go and where we direct the path to take us. The path is always there, you just can't always see it. You have to trust your light and trust your intuition to take you down the path and lead you to where you ultimately want to end up. And then we move here into September of next year with the Queen of Pentacles. I love this card, by the way. She is super confident. She has reached her dream. She is the ultimate goal here. This is a very feminine energy, a very earthy, grounded energy. She has had all the success. She can create anything she wants. She's a master manifester. She's sitting in her garden that she created, that she earned, that she put together, enjoying her success. I mean, you planted these seeds, right? This is ultimately, through all of this, leads you to this energy of, yeah, I'm the queen of my castle. That's right. I am the queen. This is mine, all mine. I did this. Yes, I did. That kind of energy. I love this energy. She's amazing. You are amazing. So although you've had some highs and some lows through this next year, you come out of it on top. You come out of it very successful. You come out of it a much stronger and wiser person, very much more confident and sure about what you want and who you want to associate with. And it is a beautiful, beautiful year for our Libra Sun, Aquarius Rising, and apparently somewhere maybe a Capricorn is involved in that part. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. That's what I have. Please hit the like button. And please hit the subscribe button and help me grow my channel. That's one of my dreams. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.